Alright, in this video I'm going to show how to pull your reports to be used in the Quick Report folder. Now I do have a PowerPoint presentation that goes step by step into this, but this is kind of a video representation in case you kind of want to follow along. So just like with all your reports, obviously you're going to go into Retain, you're going to log into Retain, you go into your reports. Now one of the easiest ways to pull your RC information if you don't have access to the reserve component information is to go to your data exports, and this is the only time you'll go to your data exports. The rest of them usually go through your Re-Enlistment Ad Hoc. But what you're going to do is you're going to go to your verified, unverified information, and you're going to export as text. And then it's going to, when it asks you if you want to open or save it, you're going to go save as, and you're going to save it as RC data in your Quick Report folder. Now, in order to get to your Quick Report folder, you want to go to your C drive. You'll double-click on Users, double-click on Public, double-click on Public Documents, and then you'll double-click on Quick Report, and you're going to save it in there. But you'll want to save that as capital R, capital C, space, capital D, and then just spell out data. And again, you want to save that as a text file. Okay. Then your next report that you're going to want to pull is your Re-Enlistment Ad Hoc. So you go to Re-Enlistment Ad Hoc, close this out. You go to your Re-Enlistment Ad Hoc, and what you want to do is this file is probably going to be the one that's utilized by your database the most. And so what you want to do is you want to get a range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from a date range in the past. So I'm going to go from October 1st. Today's date is January 2nd of 2017. So I'm going to kind of go to the beginning of last quarter, which is October 1st. And then I want to go to some far out day in the future. So I'm going to go 2051, 1231. And that's just to ensure that you capture every soldier that's within your unit. And then what you want to do is you want to move all these fields to the right. Now sometimes you'll come in here and there's maybe like these two fields here. If you ever have fields on the right hand side, you want to remove all of them and then move all of them back. Move all to the right. And the reason you do this is to make sure that all of them are alphabetized. Because if you, like let's say you move UIC here, and then zip, let's say you move those, and then you move the rest of these. When you come over here, well, it looks like they automatically didn't alphabetize. But just to make sure, you want to make sure you move everything to the left and everything to the right. Now, based off how you pull, like how far you pull, if you're at the battalion level, or even the brigade level, what I would recommend is just pulling by your LOCID. So I'm pulling by my LOCID, so that'll pull every UIC that's under my LOCID. If you want to get a bigger range, you can try and go by MACOM or DML, DMSL, and then you'll hit search. Now if you want to save this so that way you don't always have to go through these steps every single time, what you can do is you can, once you have the date range, the LOCID, or however you're going to search for it, and then you've moved everything to the right, you can type in the name of the report. So I'll name this Quick Report, even though I already have one right there. Hit save. Here it's going to ask me if I want to replace it, but yes. That way, anytime I come back in here, so let me go back to Re-Enlistment Ad Hoc. Anytime I come back in here, it's not going to automatically load those settings. So I'll just come over here to my reports, hit load, and then everything, the date range, the LOCID, and the fields, they're all saved. And then all I have to do is hit search. After you search, you want to save as text with headers. That's how you're going to be with every report that you pull out of Retain, other than your RC data, because you won't really have that option. But for Re-B, for your on orders, for your re-ups, all that's going to be saved as text with headers. You want to make sure you save it text with headers. Again, I'm not going to click search because, yeah. So after you've saved your Re-B in your Quick Report folder, so let's see, I think I have it right here. You'll save it just like that, capital P-E-R-D-B. Just the way it's saved here in your Quick Report folder. And I'm going to show you guys at the end of this video how to make a kind of like a shortcut, so that way when you go to your desktop, all you have to do is double click on the shortcut and it brings you this folder, so you don't have to always go through your PC, your C drive, your users, your public, your documents, and then your quick report folder. It'll be a little bit faster. In fact, I'll do that right now. So what you'll do is, if you notice, it kind of outlines where this folder is. So if you click just to the right of quick report, it kind of changes into like a URL, kind of like some code. What you're going to do is you're going to copy that, close that, and then you're going to right click on your desktop. You'll go new, shortcut, and then you're going to right click and paste that line. And then when you hit next, it'll automatically name the shortcut quick report folder. And then hit finish. So then anytime you have to save a file to your quick report folder, all you have to do is go to desktop and go to that shortcut right here, double click on it, and there it is. So now that we got our pretty B, now we're going to go to the on orders report. So reports, on orders, notification. And so for on orders notification, you're going to pick a day far out in the past. I always put 2010-0101 because there shouldn't be anybody who got put on orders before this date. If you put something a month ago, then anybody who was put on orders prior to a month ago won't be shown. And then I always put today's date, and then hit search, and then once it gives you the option to save, you'll save as text with headers, and then you'll save it to your quick report folder again. When it gives you the option on the bottom down here to open, save, you'll just hit the arrow to the right, click save as, and save it to your quick report folder. Then the last report that is on this, that's in Retain, is your Re-Enlistment Ad Hoc. So here, what you want to do is you want to select the first day of the FY, only because we have an FY mission as well. So if you do the beginning of the quarter, it's not going to get anybody, because as of today, we're in second quarter of FY17. If I do the beginning of this quarter, everybody that I re-enlisted for the FY mission that we did during first quarter won't be picked up. So you want to go back to the beginning of the FY, and then your end date should be the end of the FY. And if for some reason, so again, I'm going to roll up LOCID, I'm going to put my LOCID, move all my fields to the right. If for some reason you get an error that says that you can't pull more than 7 months, you can break it down. So the start date could be, again, October 1st, 2016, and then go to the halfway point, which would have been March 31st, and then save that as like a quick report re-ups 1, and then save another one where the start date is February 1st of 2017, and the end date is September 30th of 2017. And then if you save the first one as re-ups, and the second one is re-ups 2 in the database, then, or in the quick report folder, then it'll still load all of that. But from what I can tell, we can pull this whole FY information, or all this data. I know for a while there we couldn't, but from what I can see, we can. So I'm going to save that as quick report, so that way I don't have to do this every single time. And there it is. And that's how you save your re-ups. Now, as far as your tab, you're going to go to the tab website. So we are in the tab website, and so what you're going to do is you're going to click on report, and it's going to bring you to this page. And what you want to do is you're going to click select all, and then what I normally do is I go back 1 month. So today is January 2nd. I go back to December 2nd, and then the to date would be obviously 2 January today. And then you'll click view records. Now, the complicated thing about pulling this report is that when everything's displayed, there's going to be a little link on the bottom, like a little Excel file. You're going to click on that, and it's going to ask you if you want to open it or save as. You're going to click open, and then it's going to come up with a little error saying that it's not labeled right. It's going to ask if you still want to open it. You'll click yes, and then it'll open it. And then what you'll do is you'll save as, and when it gives you the option, you'll save as text delimited. I think it's tab delimited, and you'll save that as in your quick report folder as capital TEB, and you want to save that as a text file. But that's the only really the report that requires more steps. If you need more of an example, the PowerPoint presentation that's in the Google Drive folder and the AKO folder kind of goes step by step with that. Now, as far as the DGMS bonus report, that file is an Excel file. When you open the zip file, you're just going to drag and drop it to your quick report folder, and you don't have to change the label. It should be labeled DGMS bonus, and I kind of just kept it that way so that way you don't have to change the name of it. But you'll just drag and drop it into your quick report folder, and then what you'll do is once all that stuff is in there, and you're ready, and you have all your UICs and all that other information in there, what you'll do is you'll go to Update Restore Data, and then you're just going to hit Update All Data. Now, just to give you an example, now there's two ways of updating your data. You can do it where you update all of them, so even if you're missing files, it's going to skip and go to the next one, and as soon as it's done, you hit Update All Data. Even if I don't have all these files, it's going to skip and it'll let me know when it's done the whole process. So if you're missing any of these files, it won't even tell you. It'll just move on to the next one. Now, if you want to make sure that you have your files labeled correctly, you go and click per DB, and it tells me it's been updated. But if I didn't have it in there, like right now, I don't have. If you look in here, I don't have a DJMS bonus file in there. So if I come in here and I click DJMS bonus, it tells me that the file's missing, and that to make sure it's saved in the same format that I got from the Maycom folder. And that's the same thing that happens if you try to pull like PerDB. I don't have a PerDB2 in there, so it says, hey, that file's missing. But if you want to make sure that you have your files in there labeled correctly, just click on these, and if you get this error, like see, this one was in there correctly because it told me it was updated. But if I click Re-Ups2, which I don't have, it'll say, come up with this little error right here. And that's pretty much how you'll pull your reports and load them into the database. And again, if you have any more questions or issues, just email me or shoot me a text or give me a phone call, and we'll try to go step by step to make sure that whatever error you're having gets fixed.